Cheers to you, Matt.
Cheers.
That's so good, man. Oh, man. I love it so much. Oh, I'm drinking. I was trying to talk over you a little bit to give some PTSD. I did the little margarita, a little flavored margarita with mezcal, naturally. What about you? You look like it's old-fashioned or something.
Yep, old-fashioned. Yeah. Man, you got back to Mexico, but you can't stop drinking margaritas.
I think it's more like I need the sugar to cope with my elimination, and you're riding high, so you're like, I got to level it down a little bit by, taking a little bit of that bourbon edge and just kind of smoothing you out.
Yeah. No, definitely. Man, yeah, you're officially donezo.
I was officially done like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, maybe. This just solidifies it. I've been, we'll get into it later, how I feel about my team, I think, but it's not good. It's not fun.
No, and but you don't have a crazy punishment looming over your shoulders like past years. I don't know. Are you like excited to?
Am I excited to lose?
No, focus like in on the playoffs, and just like be a viewer, be of that. Like, yeah, I mean that in a genuine sense.
As someone who spends most of his time in the pits, I will say the not having the threat of a punishment is pretty nice. I think we talked about it in the offseason that the threat of losing the league is plenty, and I can tell you for sure that it is. The idea of going to IHOP or eating hot dogs or whatever would be way too much. So it's just nice to be able to, like you said, focus on the top and just try to get a win week 15.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I'll say this: here's a little motivation for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been very vocal about this, and like I'm a man of action. I think some might say that about me, maybe not, but if I win, like I've told you, one of the first things I'm doing is buying plaques for the trophy. Like my name will be on that trophy within as fast as I can get it on there.
Mm-hmm.
The moment Cody gives me the trophy.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, I sound like I'm running for president here. Like, here's what I'm gonna do first day in office. But basically, like in addition to that, I will be purchasing asking for Venmos per the requirement that we did, years ago in the poll. Yeah, for a loser's trophy, and I will make sure there's plaques with every 10th place finish on there as well.
10th place or loser of the toilet bowl?
Like loser of the toilet bowl. That's 10th place to me. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
So there's motivation for you. You don't want to add another name on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want my name to go on the Eiffel Tower. I don't want it to go on whatever atrocity you're gonna purchase. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna buy it like without input of the league. I want it to be a trophy. Yeah. But I'm just gonna be pulling the trigger because it needs to happen. And so that's what you're fighting for. You don't want to cement that,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, I did my best this week, to be honest with you.
Dude, you did great. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Come on, man. I was pretty happy with it. I have Josh Jacobs. Oh, no, Josh Jacobs played. I'm sorry. I had Rashad White on a bye. So, like, pretty much my team's at full strength. And 110, Yeah. If I'm not upset about that, It's just
a really good win.
It's a loss. It was a loss.
You're right.
Yeah.
But like in your heart.
Yeah. It's a win right here. Maybe not here. But right here.
No. Yeah, there you go. And I mean, Cooper Kupp put up 25, T. Higgins put up 25, Jacobs put 21, like you said. Like, against Tripp is what I meant. Like that they'll only lose by 5 to the current PF King is pretty awesome. I honestly, dude, I was rooting for like Nico Collins on Monday night. Were you watching any of it?
I went to bed before the game started. Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you this, because like I don't know how many people know this. I typed it out and I was like, I'll save it for PMLP. I do that often. Recently, I've been like, do I poke the fire now or do I wait till PMLP?
It's because this is a professional podcast, Matt, and you're earning your stripes right now. You're coming into the role.
Well, I wanted to say like Nico Collins got injured week 4 on a massive touchdown. He literally like pulled his hamstring sprinting to catch the ball to score this touchdown. The first play, and I'm not kidding, the first play of this game on Monday night, he had a 77-yard touchdown. Now, there was a penalty flag, and they brought it back. But he dead sprint. Like, he looked so fast.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, if he would have got injured on that, like, dead sprint, and the touchdown would have beat you because you only needed 3 points.
But if it called
But the penalty brought it back.
Yeah.
If it got called back and he got injured and then you won 110 to 107.
That would be crazy.
I wasn't rooting for injury. But
no, but I was hoping for a healthy scratch. I was hoping maybe, he just had a little tummy ache or something. Or just something. Because Tripp doesn't really need the win. I think he has second place pretty well, taken care of. But I could use a win here.
Yeah.
Not here.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah. Exactly. Week 15, though. But yeah, 110, dude. Be proud of that.
Yeah, I like it.
I think anybody else on the pitch should be scared of your team, too. It really, you are not the clear-cut guy for the, no, it's anybody's battle.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I was going to bring that up later because I want to talk about that when we get to it. Because I really feel strongly about it. But let's keep going. Let's talk about maybe whichever matchup. You pick it. You call it.
Yeah, let's just do mine. It's right here on the screen with us. Good one. Brock Bowers was awesome. Breece Hall finally did something. All right, here's another thing where I'm going to use my platform here, and I'm going to say it because I can. Because I can talk about my team because, we're on this podcast. We can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Breece Hall's been awful this year. I mean, prior to this week, he was like RB 11, but they haven't had a bye. So if you look at points per game, he's like in the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
My first round draft pick is like RB 20 something, which has been awful. But he has the number one rest of season schedule for running backs. Like the schedule against teams that give up a lot of rushing yards. The Jets are a dumpster fire, so I don't know if it means anything, but it's the only thing giving me hope. And the fact that my number one pick, has not been great, and I have the record I have, I think my season rides or dies with him. Truly, I think.
Yeah, and I remember before the season started, you had the pick right before me, and all I wanted in the world was for you to take Jamar because I wanted Breece Hall more than anyone else in the draft. He was like the guy I was super high on. So I still feel that way about his talent. It's his offensive line that's scary. But if he's playing teams that give up points to running backs, that's a pretty good situation for you, especially given that you're on top of the world, and if he steps up, it's just like a freaking bulldozer coming through.
Yeah, that's what I can hope for. Yeah, I mean, honestly, last thing, sorry, we'll move on. I drafted him because he was RB4 last year with like the worst offense in the league, and I literally said, well, they're going to be better with Rodgers, so like RB4 on the worst offense, like he's going to be better, and then this offense has been even worse. So that was whatever, but. All right.
We'll just go with the next one on the screen. It's Ben Real. I wish he would have made it. It's Ben Real.
Oh,
Tie your name into it. Ball. Come on, man.
Wow.
Amateur hour. And then I don't know what Prague minus 17.45 means.
I don't either. But did you see his team name before this?
No.
He did change it. I think he might have heard us last week, or maybe just changed it without hearing us because I don't know why he would have watched last week.
Yeah, that was bad.
Given last week's episode. It was just Joe Mixon is my best player was his team name for a long time.
It's still true. Still true.
Joe Mixon is everyone's best player right now because he's RB1 on the season. I mean, oh my God.
Yeah. Wild.
He is so good.
Yeah, very, very good. It's been real. I think that's about all you can say about his team, honestly. It's been real. Welcome to the league, buddy.
I think right now he might be my money, like odds-on favorite for 10th place.
He's starting Patrick Mahomes in quarterback, who's the guy that I dropped because he's so bad.
Kyler's on bye.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I take it back a little bit, but I still mean everything else that I said. Grant, however, I feel the same way about because if Mixon doesn't have a perfect game, like if Mixon has a normal running back game or even a really good running back game with 18 points, let's just say, he's down 70s, low 80s. So
Kelsey only put up like 2 points. Like it's not good for him. I mean, we'll get to the predictions later about playoffs, but Grant could be in that toilet bowl too. So you got to be feeling good looking at these two teams. Like if this were the toilet bowl.
It's a pleasure to see, honestly. I wish this was just week 15 because I would have taken, a quick exit. That's all you want in the toilet bowl.
Yeah. All right. Which one do we talk about first? Let's go with Parker and Ryan here. Chicken and rice, fly Eagles fly. Ryan getting the win ties them up at 6-5 and 6-5 now on the year.
Yep.
Ryan's team's still doing his thing. I know Parker had a lot of buys. I'm not making excuses for him, but it just was a lot of buys. This was the first down week. Speaking of down, he put that thing down.
Hey, man. I don't play around.
I like it. Lamar Jackson, though, down week. That Steelers-Ravens games was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Juwan Jennings is going to be great going forward.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, with Ayuk, I believe, out for the season, Ricky Pearsall, I think, had 1 or 2 targets and didn't catch either of them. So that's his only other competition. Obviously, Kittle and Debo, but in an offense where 3 receivers, including Kittle, traditionally are fantasy startable, it's looking good for Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great pickup by Parker. So, oh man, well, yeah, this is. I think we talked about it last week, even though nobody got to listen.
Yep.
That these two matchups right here, where these are fantasy playoff previews, right here. If me and Tripp get the bye, here's your round 1. We think so. This could be what happens. I think you predicted Ryan would beat Parker, and you predicted Cody would beat Ethan.
That's because, Matt, when it comes to anything except for drafting a fantasy football team, I'm very, very knowledgeable about the sport. It just comes down to one day a year where I just cannot get it together.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got to do a whole new strategy next year. I'm excited to talk about it in the offseason.
I have identified the 3 things that I mess up on, and I did it back-to-back years, and I have a path forward. But I also identified this thing in July, and then at the last second said, no, actually, I'm going to do this thing anyway. So.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm already looking forward to off-season talks
it's the best.
And post-draft talk and everything. So, all right, this one was a fun one. It was close all weekend until Sunday night and Monday night. Those Island games did it.
Mm-hmm.
But for Ethan's sake, he's not getting it on record. So win or loss doesn't really matter. He just needs that PF.
Yep.
And he did. I mean, he outscored Grant, that's the guy he's really contending with, and we're going to look closer at that later on this episode. Any takeaways from either of these lineups here?
I think both of the lineups, both of the matchups we just talked about, like I think you said Parker he had a lot of guys on buys. Everybody else was over 100. Ethan gained ground on Grant, and I really think that these 2 matchups are going to be the first. It's going to be week 15. So,
yeah.
I'm excited.
Which we might be.
Whoa! No, we keep it up here, and kind of hint at it like we're doing now. Hint at it and make them want it. You got to make them want it, and then give it to them at the end.
Might be something special week 15 we got for you. That's all we'll say. Yeah, it might be something special week 15. All right. Well, good. Yeah, one reason this podcast is running better today is that we were able to get sponsored by another ad. And I think they sent you the script there, Chip?
Yeah, they got me pull it up right here. So I just pulled it up. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, the Reverse Jinx Machine, the fantasy football and gambling game changer. Tired of your fantasy football team choking in the finals? Fed up with gambling streaks that feel like they're cursed by a spiteful wizard? Meet your new best friend, the Reverse Jinx Machine. The only device that can break the curse and turn your luck around and help you really unchain the bone. The one that brings the big wins. How it works. Simply place your hands on the Reverse Jinx Machine, close your eyes, and whisper your deepest, most desperate fantasy football wish, or that bet that you're about to make. Move your hands slowly around the machine and watch in awe as the machine unleashes its power, turning your bad luck into a supercharged win streak. From fantasy football to the craps table, the Reverse Jinx Machine makes sure your opponents are not the ones eating dirt, or are the ones eating dirt, not you. Features include Fantasy Football Redemption, No more crushing injuries to your star quarterback. No more losing to that one guy in your league who still thinks kicker is important. The reverse jinx machine makes sure that you're the one a step ahead. The horny goblin bonus. Meet Grubs.
Sorry. What's this new?
Meet Grubs, the horny goblin that resides inside the reverse jinx machine. Grubs may be a little enthusiastic, but he loves helping you win.
You got it.
I know. He'll flirt with your bad luck and chase it away like a scared rat. Warning. Grubs might also try to get you to unchain the bone, but that's a whole different story. This is perfect for fantasy football managers whose players always underperform, gamblers stuck in a losing streak who need a little extra help, people who really want to unchain the bone. Whatever that means, Grubs insists it's a thing. Order now, and you'll get a free Grubs figurine. He's totally not trying to sell you used socks, I swear. Don't let bad luck hold you back. Unchain the bone, break your jinx, and win like a fantasy football god with the reverse jinx machine. I'll tell you what, no one could use that more than a guy like Parker. Loves to gamble. Not very vocal, so he's not a reverse jinxer naturally. I think he needs a little horny goblin to kind of just sit inside of him, like the Nightman almost, just to come over him. And we almost want Parker to become the horny little goblin that is the reverse jinx machine in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I think he has a Grubs. He lives with the Grubs already.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got that guy, and it's good for him. It's good. It's good.
No, and big shout out to Fantasy Football Reverse Jinx Machine for sponsoring the pod. We appreciate all of our sponsors, different one every week. It just shows the wide community that we've built with this podcast, Matt, and I personally just am so blessed to be a part of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I appreciate you putting in that effort. You did a great job reading that. I'm sure you made the Reverse Jinx Machine people proud. So, awesome. Let's move on. Last week we had a caller, Ethan. We just want to say thank you for calling in. Sorry the audio got all messed up. We didn't get one scheduled this week, and we're gonna make it up to you somehow. You know, might send you a free Reverse Jinx Machine in the mail for doing that. So thanks, Ethan. We're gonna talk about playoffs. Playoffs, right?
Talk about practice.
We're gonna get in. Yeah, I last week went through my prediction of records. I'm going to quickly read through them, but mainly we're just going to focus on the playoffs.
Yep.
Maybe talk toilet bowl. And let's do you care if I throw up the standings?
Please do.
On the screen?
Yeah, please do.
All right. So we can kind of refer to those and see how we're at. So I think I got every week right. Every win. Every matchup last week, I think I got right.
Nice.
So that helped out. With these predictions, now 1 week closer to the end. We got 3 weeks left, 3 games left. So starting at the top, I said I'm going to finish 12-2. I won this week, so I'm 10-1. So that means I'm going to go 2-1 the next 2 games. I got a lot of guys on bye. I think Tripp's going to get me this week. I played Tripp. We'll get there on the preview later. So that's going to be my one loss, and I'll finish out. We'll see. I got Tripp at 10-4. So me and Tripp finish with the buys at the end of the season. And I'm coming for that PF, by the way, Tripp. I'm going to jump down to the bottom. I got you at 2-12. So you're going to get another W, is what I'm predicting.
That's
here.
nice. That's really nice to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who you play. I forget off the top of my head, but I picked you are going to win one of the games. So I don't know. You're looking. Who do you think you beat?
Ben. I think I beat Ben week 13.
There you go. Yep. That's a good one. Yeah, I think that happens. The spicy take, as I said, Pat finishes 3-11, and he's currently 3-8.
Yep.
So that means he's not gonna win another one. Am I mean for that?
No, I think
What do you think?
I think you're just a realist at the end of the day. You know, you're not here to push you're not here to push anybody's agenda. You're just here to say what you feel in your heart.
I looked at this. I looked at the bye weeks. I looked at the stats, and now anything can happen. So it was going to look really bad if you beat me last week, because then it just would have been wrong immediately. So yeah, double whammy. I got Ben finishing 6-8. which he's 5-6, and after last week's performance, I mean, CMC only put 12 up, so I was like, ooh, now I'm like, does Ben get another one? And he does have Pacheco coming back. Maybe he gets one, so we'll see. Cody 9-5. So where he's at right now? Cody's at 8-3. So that means only one more win for Cody.
Yeah.
I think he does have a gauntlet where he plays like me. He plays Tripp, and I forget his third matchup, but it's a tough one.
But I think to your point, I think you talked about when you're on your win streak still, wanting to get that loss now. It might be better for Cody to get his losses in the regular season. That way his guys are ready to go once week 15 comes around. Yeah,
definitely. I think he might get screwed by week 14 buys too, so that's gonna be it. There's a lot of buys on week 14.
Yeah.
All right, let's just fast forward here. Sorry, I'll speed it up. I think Ryan and Parker are safe. Ryan goes 8-6. Parker goes 7-7. So it comes down to Grant or Ethan. I think Grant has him beat by record, 7-7, versus Ethan 6-8.
Yeah.
Which that means Ethan goes 3-0. I thought. Yeah, I don't know how well that's going to come true now. Looking at this.
That's okay.
Who's he got? Who's he got his next 3 games?
Let's go real quick. Week 12, Ethan has Grant. That's a big one. Week 13, Ethan has Ryan. Week 14, Ethan has me.
Oh, 6-8 is going to be tough for Ethan to get there.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it'll come down to PF for him anyways.
Yep.
So let me scroll down here so you can see the PF. I'm going to filter for it. What do you notice here, Chip? What do you got?
I think it looks very interesting. I think the bottom 5 are all way closer. I'm sorry, 4 of the bottom 5 are all way closer than you'd expect at this point. But it's clearly a 2-dog race. I think Ethan is 15 points behind.
Yeah.
That's nothing in the grand scheme of things. That's 1 week of Grant underperforming and Ethan performing well. So that is absolutely very much up in the air. So we'll see how that shakes out.
I think he was 25 back last week.
Yeah, makes sense.
And so that's what I mean. He's just each week he can crawl on him. So I think he gets it. The way Grant's team's playing, Grant really needs to squeak in so he can just be safe. But we'll see. All right. Do you want to give your predictions like you did last week? You want to talk about?
I don't know if I'll necessarily. The problem is I want to go through each matchup and see who I said was going to win. I think what it came down to was it Tripp and Cody or you and Cody.
So you had Ryan beating Parker in round 1.
Yep.
The way that we have the way the bracket was set up, it was Ryan versus Parker round 1. You had Ryan winning.
Yep. And
on
then
the flip side, you had Cody versus Ethan.
And I took Cody there. And then it would be you versus
me versus
Ryan, and I'll take you. Mm-hmm. And then Tripp versus Cody. And, geez, this is like a toss-up of toss-ups. I think I said this last week too, but it's just like it really comes down to who has a good week because both these guys have absolute studs on their team. Let me just go Tripp, and I'll say Tripp wins the whole thing as well.
Yeah, he's definitely sitting pretty right now.
Yeah. On the flip side, I do want to make a comment. If you go back down to the PF spot, I think it's important to notice that I am not last, and I'm not last by a lot. Because last place is in last place by a lot. And that's, it is what it is. But I think that will bode well for me in week 15 and week 16 is all I'm going to say. I don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to lose the whole thing and be our Toilet Bowl champion this year, but I don't think it's going to be me.
Nice. I like the confidence. I like it. Is there a way, he can... What if he goes 3-0, then goes 3-0 and squeaks in the playoffs at 8-6 next 3 weeks?
I'd probably throw up and I'd probably record myself doing it, and that would be our opener for the week 1 playoffs PMLP. If that happens, I will do that.
Okay, you heard it here. Oh, I love it.
Especially if I still have more points for than him, then I will really be sick to my stomach.
We'll as we get closer to the actual playoffs, we'll do a deep dive, like where we're looking at like that week 15 preview. After week 14, once the playoffs are set, we'll pull up both rosters and look, at every matchup, like who's playing who, like who's CMC going against, right? And we'll make those predictions a little closer.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That'll be fun. All right, we're just moving on to the preview.
Yeah, let's move on. Let me start it off. I want to talk about Fly Eagles Fly, and it's been real. You'll see that the matchup is 110 and 67.5. Now, Matt, before we started the show, you said you were thinking about waiting for tomorrow so people could adjust for the bye so that projections would be more accurate.
Yes.
If you were to click on Ben's team right now, he only has one person who he would add in, and that's Bucky Irving. So it's going to be interesting because he has we'll see.
What?
Yeah. So we'll see.
No way.
Yeah. All of his other guys are on bye, out, or IR. So we'll see.
Oh, man. So that 67 is about what? So I don't think he's going 3-0 the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, probably not.
Wow. And Ryan's still at 110 with there's 6 teams on bye, and like good teams.
Yeah.
But Ryan just apparently doesn't have any of them. 110. Wow. All right. So we think Ryan here.
I'm going to confidently say Ryan in this one.
Okay. All right. I'm going to come up to your matchup here.
Please do.
And again, it looks like Parker doesn't have a guy in. It looks like almost
2 guys. Yeah, 2 guys not in.
Okay. And are you fully set, or do you got some moves to make too?
I'm fully set, but we'll see what the waiver wire has to say tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the other thing I want to wait on. People, although they might be able to set their lineups, waiver wire will change some things. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Parker's projections will get up to. The way your team's been playing, you put up 110 last week, 100 before that.
I'm not saying it's impossible. It's definitely in the realm of possibility. We're not in a situation like last week where we knew that I just didn't really stand a chance, even though that one ended up being close. I won't say it's impossible, but I'll say coin flip at best, but probably still favors Parker.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, I feel like has to just bounce back from his game against Pittsburgh. So
now I just want to mention that comment right there, that I think it will still be Parker, is brought to you by the reverse jinx machine. I actually have the horny little goblin sitting right here, and the little goblin, he whispered in my ear and kind of said it real slow and soft. He was like, mention that Parker is going to win this week. And he said it real it kind of caressed me so I don't know. I guess that's part of his magic, but we'll see if it works.
Yeah. That's a good display of how it happens.
Yeah.
So anybody who wants to buy one of those, you can Venmo us.
Please.
Any money, we'll try to get it to you. No problem.
As soon as possible. I think they're like $100, so just let me know. Venmo me.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it live on air. You can go $80. $80.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you're hearing, you're listening, go 80.
Yeah.
That's good. 40 each if you want to do that to me and shit.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right. Let's go with Give Me That versus Oh No, Don't Let Him Cook. Pat, I want to say I think you need to change the name too. Let's get some new juju in here. You were cooking for a second. I think you can switch it up.
And this is another situation where he has people on bye, but no one to fill them in. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, there's like I said, it's a bye monster this week. I mean, everybody's resting for Thanksgiving next week, where there is no buys. Week 13, 6 buys.
Wow.
No, sorry, it's not week 13.
12.
No, I'm saying this week 6 buys. Next week no buys. The following week another 6 buys. There's just
wow.
It's craziness. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Cody does this one. He gets it. He's been on the roll. I said he finishes 9 or something. So if he gets this one, then because after this he goes me then Trip. So yeah, I think this is Cody's win, and then he loses to me and Trip twice each. But yeah, interesting. Should be a fun one. All right. Do you want to talk about my matchup here?
Yeah, this is obviously a crazy one. You got some big names on bye. Trip has Kamara on bye. But it's just going to be a heavyweight bout, I think, all the way through. You guys both have great teams. I'm just excited to watch it go down. This could very well be a championship matchup. So I think everyone should be excited to watch it happen. It's going to be cool. We'll see.
I'll say this. He's ahead by 3 points for the PF crown. Okay, I'm going to do a lot of reverse jinx in here. Not on purpose. I'm really just going to talk through my heart.
That's a good point, Matt, because the horny goblin does tell you not to say you're doing it on purpose. So that was probably a little bit better. I probably shouldn't have said what I did. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. He's got me beat beat by 3 points with the PF. So honestly, who can? I don't see this game unless it finishes within 3 points like spread. I think one of us wins by more than 3. So whoever wins this takes over the crown for the current week. Parker always says best team doesn't win. So part of me doesn't win the championship. That is. So part of me doesn't want the PF crown for that reason. I don't want it.
Okay.
I want that. The flip side, you get $100 for the PF crown. Last year I got the PF crown, didn't win the ship. So I'm like, ooh, what do I want there? Secondly, in the real life NFL, one of the hardest things to do is beat a team 3 times.
Yep.
So I beat Tripp earlier this year. If I beat him this week, now I'm 2-0, and odds are if I fight him in the championship, like I don't love that. That would be also just dominance if I do win 3 times.
Definitely.
Like, I'm kind of scared. So I'm going to spin zone myself here. If I lose, I'm only going to take that as a positive, which means now I can win in the championship. If I win, I'm going to be more nervous.
This is really good thinking, Matt. I like this from you because no matter the outcome, you win. And I think that's the kind of situation you want to be in. If you lose, it's good because then you win later. If you win, it's good because you win, and then it also means you're going to win later. So I really love this. This is like, I can tell you started gambling this year because this is the kind of logic that only comes from an absolute degenerate. So I'm super glad to hear this kind of stuff from you. But I think we have one matchup left, and this one is one that's going to be fun to watch. I don't think that Ethan's going to be at full strength, and actually I think he's going to be at like way less than half strength. But that doesn't mean it's over. Projections don't mean a thing. So it'll be interesting. This is one where I wish it was a full matchup blow and we got to see everyone on both sides play, because this is, like we said, this is going to be the battle for 6th place, and only by way of PF. So,
well, let me jump in there because that's, I think the nugget of this matchup is like the silver nugget. This is amazing. Ethan just needs points. A win does nothing for him. Grant could still get in by record. So a win does mean everything to him. So like Grant needs to win. Ethan needs to score points. And it's like, what's worse here? Because I think Ethan can outscore Grant. But if Grant gets in by record, Ethan's not outscoring Parker or Ryan.
Right.
So, like, Ethan actually does kind of need to win because he obviously has to score points, but he can't let Grant get in by record. So it is almost I think either team needs to really win.
Yeah.
Now, for Grant's purpose, if he could win and Ethan not score a lot, that's going to be great. But, man, yeah, it's a lot of layers.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's like an onion. It's like an ogre.
Does Ethan, if you can see his lineup right now,
yep.
Because I know Josh Allen's on bye. Does Ethan have a backup quarterback on his roster?
So no backup quarterback, and then in addition, we also have Bijan Robinson on bye.
His 2 biggest hitters.
Obviously, that's tough. Jonathan Brooks comes back. He has Jalen Warren. He can slate in there.
True.
We'll see what he does there. Obviously, he's going to need to pick up a quarterback. So it's just going to be very interesting.
I'm going to do something a little wrong here.
Oh, this is diabolical.
Let's just look at this, because with all the buys this week and everything we're talking about, there's a lot of teams we just said we got to see what they do on the waiver wire. Like Ethan needs a quarterback. Somebody else I think I saw needs a tight end. Like people where they don't have a backup and they have to go to the waiver wire this week. I need a running back, and here we go. Let's look at who's got the cash.
I can't see this clearly, Matt. Do myself, Patrick, and Ethan all have 0 fab?
You have 6.
But Patrick and Ethan have 0 fab.
Patrick and Ethan have 0.
Wow. This is for all the people that say you should blow your wad early in the year and not have any money. I know. Look where you are now.
Oh, man. I don't want to – there's some things I want to say, but I'm not trying to – this sounds like collusion.
No,
it's like collusion. I can't say it.
We're already in very murky water here, so let's just keep it very between the lines on this segment.
Yeah, I can't say anything. Oh, I got a lot I want to say.
No, you keep that locked in, brother. You keep that locked in.
I'll take that off. Can't do that.
My goodness.
Oh, shit. This is also what tomorrow is going to be a fun thing to watch. Come on tomorrow and see where we're at with that. Dang. All right. Well, anything else for us today, Chip?
I got nothing, man. I got nothing. That was a great episode, I think.
Yeah, I really like it. And thanks for our sponsors again. And see you next week, guys. Only a couple more weeks. This is insane.
I know.
And we're gonna be actually previewing the playoffs soon.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I think 3 more weeks, and then we'll be previewing the playoffs.
Previewing the playoffs. All right. Well, have a good one, everybody. Thanks for listening in.
We love you. Whoa, that was cool. We both said we love you.
That was cool.
Yeah. We're on the same
level. We're going to each other there.
That's the professional podcast. All right.